Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, we are in Brazil, in Jerry, the Nil Pride Distributor Conference, and testing a lot of new products. And this is so new, so this is coming up later. When we release the video, it will be released. But we had a line of boards that we've been trying, from the big wave board, 107 liters, which I don't have words about it, how good it is. And then we have it down to this size is 90,
This is 99, yeah?
99 maybe.
This is the 99,
Yeah. So it's a prototype, like kind of the final prototype for the meetings. It says 82 Magic Wave, but it's actually the 99 liter board. So Werner takes us through this new shape that everyone is like so stoked about.
Yeah, it was a long development, the Magic Wave. It's a board which has to work in like less than ideal conditions, so a little bit onshore, not so powerful waves. And we always have to make the split that it also works in better conditions, because nobody wants to buy a board which only works in a really, really small niche market. So this is always the most difficult target to achieve, to cover huge range of use. It's super easy to make a board better in one special segment. That's very easy, but in the whole range of use, it's very difficult. So that's why we had various prototypes. The guys were testing around the world, especially in the World Cup. You know, they go to locations where conditions can be anything. Can be mast height, can be tiny waves, and they cannot carry 10 boards. You know, they all carry the quiver of the different volumes they need, and that's it. So the boards have to work with all these conditions. So over the past years, we did prototypes. We were using them in competition. And this year the boards were used in Zug. I don't know if you guys tune in to the PKMD live stream, and you can see the conditions were as hard as it could get. Straight onshore, quite strong, up and down. The players told me within each heat they could have used from 4-0 to 5-4. No matter what you did, you would always run on rolls, right? So you can imagine how difficult it is to cover all this small board. Within the heat, you cannot change. And they had them results, and they were super, super healthy with them. So we knew it worked in really bad conditions. We tested them now even in Maui in really nice big waves. So where normally you need to limit on a board concept like this, but they had so much control, so much speed, even with big waves, strong wind, even sometimes quite choppy conditions. We were all super happy.
So what are the like key features that they've done on the new shape?
Uh, First of all, we changed the outline a bit compared to the old shape. So the nose became quite narrower. Board is still short and compact, but since we took out the big nose, the whole behavior of the board changed. It's more direct and feels much more alive, because you got less swing weight in the nose, which you carry around, but still the rail line is pretty parallel to make to have enough landing surface to get you going. And also in onshore condition, you don't want a super narrow nose, because otherwise when you do the upwind riding, it's hard to beat, and you can just not get enough push for the wave. Uh, the width stayed similar than the past, slightly narrow, because we adjusted the volume sizes a little bit. But the biggest difference is in the tail. The tail became much wider. Sometimes then everyone thinks, okay, the wider tail, how can I turn it? How can I still keep the control? And how we got around it is we changed the trim of the board. So everything moved back. So the foot strap moved back and the fin position moved back. So kind of easy way, the white, where I'm riding the white tail is not here anymore, it's further back. So I can make use of a smaller tail again if I'm pushing harder. So you can use the area, get us going to accelerate, but since we're further back, we can push the tail in a more radical way and ride much tighter turns and keep the speed.
Yeah. And then, of course, it doesn't say S-tec here, but this is the new construction, which you're coming out with this year, 2025.
Yeah.
And you can see it's pretty special. I mean, you see, it's like, is it the finished board, or does it need a paint job, or how is that coming along with this
Yeah, in the
really
past,
nice, funky look?
yeah, we were experiencing this layup and optimizing the construction all the time. So I often had prototypes looking like this because there was also no time to give them a perfect paint job. So then it was, it's not finished yet, you know, but more and more people said, why don't you make the board like this in production? It looks sexy, this is great, you know. You see what you get, and I'm sure you save a lot of weight. And indeed, you save a lot of weight. It's the finishing process because you don't need many layers of paint. But the secret is not only the paint. Obviously, it's the very specific pen layup of the fibers we use. So as you can see all the reinforcements and all the fibers where we put them and where they make sense. Here's the reinforcements. You can see the carbon strips in the middle as well. Around the rail, we put the extra rail tape. It only goes around the rail up to here. So it works like a stringer. You know, if it wraps around the rail, it makes the board really strong. So the materials are only there where you really need it, and all the extra materials we cut out. That's why we saved a lot of weight. And then on top of we reduced the finishing process, so it's the lightest, the strongest possible board we can produce at the moment.
What I also learned is that even if there is, like you have the freestyle board, some wave boards, the slalom board called the S-tec, it's not this, it's the same philosophy of making a board, but it has some, it's different. This one it's not like a slalom board.
No. Each board group needs their special behavior, let's say, on the water. A waveboard needs a little bit of flex, not just for the riding, because when you're riding the wave, it kind of accelerates through the turn. You want the board to give a little bit. Also, it has a little bit of flex for braking to endurance, because if it's rock solid hard, it's strong until a point and then it snaps. And the waveboard, you do big jumps, hard landings, it needs to see what it's also more comfortable. So that's why S-tec is the lightest. I always say each board group has the lightest, strongest material mix for the range of use of the board. So it's not all the same. Slalom, obviously, much more carbon, and this one is a combination of carbon reinforcing where they make sense. In combination with S-glass to make sure they give a look.
Yeah, and it's nice to have some rebounds and some flex and not too stiff waveboard.
Yeah.
But this will come with a thruster only.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
And you get the fins.
Yes.
With the board.
They come with fins. Thruster setup with this board, especially in onshore condition, you want more fin power. You want to be able to load up the fin a little bit more. So a thruster setup makes a lot of sense. It just boosts the performance, especially in onshore conditions. And if you go to sideshore, if you're really good or you have amazing condition, you can play around with the fin size a little bit, go a little bit smaller, and then it loosens up the boards amazingly. But the standard setup covers the good range of use, especially for the volume class. As we all know on waveboards, there's always a big potential on tuning with the fin setup.
Is this the biggest one? Is 107, and it goes down to
79.
79. We haven't really talked about how good it was and how the feeling was, but it's hard to scream out how fun I had on it. Yesterday was 4.7, 107 liter waveboard, just high waves, some bigger sets, chopper conditions, so you can really turn it on the tail, on the rail, always from control, you jump it. It was 107 liters. And there's many people saying the same thing. Everyone this is one of the boards everyone is like, what, that? And you have the same feeling.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. I
So-
have exactly the same. Can really go like rail to rail on 170 board,
Definitely, guys.
you know, with a smaller
If you're thinking about a new board, well, this one coming up, take this one in consider because it is definitely one. The target group is so big.
Yeah.
And it's so much fun for going into the waves. And I will use this like my, I don't know if definitely have 90, whatever it will be. And maybe even a smaller one.
Yeah, for sure.
So nice. Okay.
Well done.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
That's why we took these boards here. Normally, unless they're coming out soon, we don't take them to a conference. But we decided, okay, it's an important segment. We have huge audience here, a lot of really good riders. And if they love it and they rave about it like this, then we can't be wrong. And
No, it was really good.
we all look forward to get them in production and have them available.